Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and I have a box to open, as is common for me at this point. This is one that I'm quite excited about. I know I'm excited about every knife, but this one is fairly unique for me. I review more folders than I do fixed blades on this channel. Coming up in the near future, I will have a lot more time outdoors. I'm excited about that. So there will be more outdoor filming. And because I spend a lot of time outdoors, and also just because I enjoy fancying myself as somewhat of a little bit of a bushcrafter, and I just like using my knives in outdoor applications, I have quite a few fixed blades. I've reviewed quite a few fixed blades. I actually just created a fixed blade playlist on the channel, so if you want to see all the fixed blades I've reviewed, you can see that. But I met Jakeb Ginsberg from Jakeb Creates at California Custom Knife Show a couple weeks ago now, and he was a really cool dude. I'd already been following him on Instagram, but he was there hanging out with Chris from Cerberus Knives and Cerberus Scales and all that, and so I had already planned on meeting up with Chris, and by default, because I met up with Chris and Jakeb was kind of enjoying the show with him, they were already buddies, I got to meet and hang out with Jakeb and talk to him quite a bit, and it was really cool. I enjoyed conversation with him, and he was carrying one of his fixed blades that he makes, and even though I'd seen some of his work online in photos, it's totally different to hold it and tangibly see it. And so we talked a little bit about me reviewing one of his knives, and a little bit after the show he reached out to me and said he would be making me a knife and sending it to me to review. So huge thank you to Jakeb for sending me this knife. Us Jakebs need to stick together. Anyways, I also today got my Ace Grand back. This knife I feel like has been loaned out more than I've had it since I got it, just because everybody wants to check it out constantly. There's even one or two more people who I think are waiting for me to send it to them next, but it's going to be a little bit. I'm going to enjoy it again for a couple weeks before I send it back out. I've just missed it too much. Whoa, this is rad. What? Okay, so he made me this card, kind of like a certificate of authenticity, if you will, and I don't know what this knife is going to be. He hasn't even shown me a picture of it. This is going to be a mystery for me. But before we even see the knife itself, it is a custom Blueface edition Fat Boy by Jakeb Ginsberg. Features an 01 steel blade. Handle is G10 with micarta and G10 pins. That sounds cool. Sheath is carbon fiber textured Kydex. The model is the Fat Boy, and signed by him. That is really cool. So that is sweet. You can see his Instagram handle down here at Jakeb Creates, Jakeb Creates, not Jacob, like the more traditional. I'm going to say more traditional because I believe it is, and because that's the way you spell my name. But Jakeb Creates, Jakeb Creates. And it's not Jakeb or Jake B, it's Jakeb. It's just spelled different. So I already gave him a lot of crap about it at California Custom Knife Show. I'm sure he doesn't need more. He spells his name differently than mine, but he says it the same. So there is the ownership card. And then in here we have, oh, I forgot. I was like, what is this? He told me he's sending another knife too that I completely forgot about until right this second. We're going to open that after because I'm really excited to see this fixed blade. It's pretty rad. His maker's mark. It's pretty sweet. JG, Jakeb Ginsberg. All right, let's bust into this without cutting the contents. I'm just cutting the tape. I do not want to put a gash in the Kydex or the handle scales of this knife. Let's see here. Ooh, heck yeah. Okay. So, right off the bat, this is dope. It's in this carbon fiber finished Kydex, which looks sweet. It's a nice, really deep clip. And the way it's set up, it looks like I'll probably run this in the waistband. Yeah, I think so. In waistband, almost for like a reverse grip draw. That's going to be sweet. Okay, so the G10 is like a polished G10, which feels really good. This is sweet. Okay, let's bust it out of the sheath. Okay, so he does primarily chisel grinds, and the timing is actually really good because I've been chisel grind curious lately. Kind of starting with that Emerson that I reviewed recently that had a chiseled edge on it. But I've never had a properly chisel ground knife. So this knife is chisel ground for right hand use. And you'll see it's got these nice deep grinds here. Still kind of got some oil on it. You can tell this just came out of the package. I'm going to give it a wipe down. It's a really dark acid stone wash. Looks really cool to me. And it offsets well with like the pins in here being black and this little black lanyard on there. And then this side, as you'll see, no grinds. So when I say chisel, that's what I mean. All the grinds are happening on this side of the knife, and this side is left flat. And like I said, I have never owned a knife that was actually chisel ground. So I'm really curious to see how it performs and what the differences are that I perceive in use. But this is really cool. So I can just barely get all 4 fingers on here. My pinky feels like it's like about to come off, but it's not. It's there. And so this is a great small EDC fixed blade. It's 01 steel, which is going to be pretty fun to play with as well. I don't think I've used knives in 01 steel before, but I don't think I've owned anything in 01. It seems like a proper steel for a fixed blade like this. This is really, really cool. I love that you've got the really dark stone wash on the blade itself, but like the spine where it becomes tang, if you will, and goes through the handle scales. It's this really nice satin finish. This is a sweet little blade. This is really similar to the one that he was carrying at California Custom Knife Show. This might be the same model. I don't remember what the model name of the one he had on his belt was that day, but I think that's what it was, and I think he was even carrying it the way that I imagine with this clip setup. This sheath is sweet, by the way. I imagine I'll have it kind of strong side in the waistband for reverse grip draw, which is pretty sweet as like a small defensive blade, but I can also see this being a great like utility piece for actual cutting tasks. And it's nice and small, it's compact, the weight feels like sturdy but not heavy. This is cool. So there will be a first impressions and then also a full review of this, of course. But yeah, this is the Fat Boy that he made custom for me, and I'll assume that he chose it because it's a nod to my dad bod. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to tell me something. He's way skinnier than I am. So you win, Jacob. Your name is spelled the wrong way, but you successfully called me a fat boy. And I'm okay with it because this is freaking sweet. Yeah, I dig this knife quite a bit. Very cool. So that is the custom Fat Boy. And the other knife that he sent me is actually a zero tolerance, which is interesting timing because I also right now have the ZT0770 to review. That's sent to me from Cutlery Shop. Came by way of Thomas Moore, but is from Jeff at Cutlery Shop for me to review. And this is a ZT model that I have never really properly experienced. I've handled them once or twice, like in a knife shop or something like that, but I've never really given one a fair shake. And it is, I believe, a Sinkovich design. It is CPM 20CV. This is the 0460 tie, and it's a little swoopier than my typical style, a little kind of Persian-esque, which isn't my normal go-to, but I've heard many good things about this zero tolerance model, and so I've been curious about it for a while, and Jacob just said, hey, I'm going to send this for you to review as well, and I appreciate that he did, because I never have even really given one a fair shake, but I like a lot of ZT models, and I find that most of the time when I actually carry and use ZTs, I'm usually pleasantly surprised by how much I like them, even the ones that I like on paper didn't really think I was going to like so much. So this is really, really cool. Yeah, I'm excited to review this. Check it out. Sorry about that. sometimes daddy duty calls. Anyways, I'm really excited to review this, being a zero tolerance that I just don't have much experience with. And yeah, I'm excited for it. Should be pretty sweet. I feel like you get a lot of blade in this for like blade to handle ratio. Seems like a lot of cutting edge too, especially with that kind of swooping belly there. This will be interesting. I'm more intrigued about this now that it's in my hand than, to be honest, I ever have been before. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. And now I have 2 knives to review. One of which, not gonna lie, way more excited about this because this is my new custom fixed blade. And it's a couple of things that I've never really tried before. First of all, chisel grind. Second of all, O1 tool steel. Third of all, the way this sheath is designed to be carried and where I'll be carrying this as an EDC fixed blade, different as well. So a lot of cool happening here, and this craftsmanship is really, really good. I knew he did good work, and the one that I held at the show was like, oh wow, you make really good knives, dude. But this one, I don't know, it feels really kind of special. So appreciate it so much, Jacob. I really do. And I'm sure that we will meet up again soon. He's also a Southern California dude, and that will be happening in short order. But in the meantime, I'm going to be having fun with both of these. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, and I will see all of you on the next one. Thanks, guys.